Schmo with the president of Bellator, Scott Coker, here in the SAP Arena, Bellator 266. How we doing?
I'm doing great. This is the home. This is the mecca of MMA in California.
That's right. It all goes down here tomorrow night. Now, talk to the Schmo for a second. It's been a couple of months since we've seen now the rankings for Bellator. How do you think that's changed, the public perception, the media, for the matchmaking side of things?
I tell you, it makes it very clear as to, who the media feels should fight who. And sometimes it works. A lot of times it works because number one should fight number two or three or four. And then sometimes because we have new fighters coming in, like let's say Horiguchi, where he's not ranked right now, and we won't rank him until he fights, but should he wait until he gets ranked and fights? I don't know. Maybe we'll put him in a little bit sooner. So it's a little bit. There's a couple of variables, but I feel really good about the rankings.
A lot of buzz around Yoel Romero's debut here, and it's at light heavyweight for Bellator. Do you think it's going to be in the cards for him long term to be fighting in the light heavyweight division, or would you personally like to see him fight at middleweight as well?
I'll tell you, I think that's really up to him. And if he wants to come back and fight at 185 to fight Gegard, we would love to have that. Gegard will fight Austin Vanderford first. But whoever wins that fight, if Yoel wants to step in and fight him, let's get it on.
When is that fight going to happen, by the way?
Next year, first quarter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea on location?
No, that hasn't been determined yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and the date, we're still working it out with Showtime, but that's going to be a big fight on Showtime.
The Schmo was there when AJ McKee became 18-0 and became the Grand Prix and the Featherweight Champion for Bellator. But if he lost that fight, he'd be a free agent. He wouldn't be under contract. But because he won that fight, it kicks in that he's got 3 fights lined up. Do you think it's paramount to have him signed for a contract before it's all said and done?
Well, here's the thing is that I don't want to get too much into the weeds with the contracts because, that's really private information between him and I. And but it's even if he would have lost, we still have rights, and there's other rights that that we would still retain, and we would have worked it out. I feel like we're going to work it all out. Look, the kid's are going to be a big star, and I feel like we built him here, and this is a great home for him, and we have a lot of great fighters to fight for him. So let's get it on.
So it's safe to say he's a priority for Bellator, being a homegrown talent and obviously being the face, the number one pound-for-pound guy in this organization.
Yeah, absolutely. We love AJ. I mean, I remember when I first saw him fight at that amateur fight, and I was like, this kid's got a little swagger to him, right? Speaks well. He's got a good look to him, a good-looking kid, built, can fight. Let's sign him. And so what we did, and it's been a 5-year journey. Think about that. 5-year journey to get to this point. And now that we're here, we're going to take his career to the next level and the next level, and we're going to have a lot of good fights for him.
The Schmo's very excited for Bellator 267. We got Lima, MVP too. Who do you think's got more at stake here? Because obviously MVP's looking to rebound here, the only guy he lost to, and then Lima, man, 2 straight losses. Who's got more to lose here?
Yeah, I think, to me, I feel like this is on MVP's home turf, right? And he's going to have the time advantage. I know Lima's going to go over there early to acclimate, start training over there, and get ready for the fight. But I always feel like when you don't travel and you get to stay at home and sleep in your bed like we are here, right? This is a home game for me, right? Then the fighter will have the advantage. So MVP, to me, has a big hill to climb here, and he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. Last 2 fights, okay, but he's still a killer. And if he hits you, he's gonna be in trouble. But MVP is super talented. He showed me that he could fight the world's best. And this is a fight that I'm really, really curious to see what's gonna happen because in a blink of an eye, man, it could be over. Either way.
The Schmo saw that Gable Steveson, the Olympian, he came to a Bellator event. Do you think it's in the cards to maybe do a non-exclusive deal with him and Vince McMahon? Because I know he signed with the WWE, like you have something similar with AEW and Jack Hager.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we would love to have another conversation with him. I'm not sure what his obligations are now with wrestling after he finishes, pro wrestling, after he finishes collegiate wrestling. So we'll have a conversation with him. But yeah, if he's available to do both, we would do it in a second because I think we have some great fun matchups here. And I think, listen, we are very good star builders and star identifiers. I think this kid's going to be a star. I think we have a great program to put him on to build him into a megastar that can really fight in MMA. But, it's going to be up to him.
Can we get a final message for all the Scott Coker fans out there worldwide?
Listen, tune in tomorrow night to Showtime. This is going to be a great fight. When I look here, I think about all the great fights that have happened here, starting with, I think about Shamrock's first fight with Gracie. I think of Shamrock fighting Kung Lee. Gina Carano fought Cyborg here. We had Alistair Overeem fight Vitor Belfort here. We had Kung Lee fight all his fights here. I mean, we've had so much history here in San Jose, and it's going to continue. We're going to continue building. We haven't been here for, let's say, a year and a half, 2 years because of COVID. Now that we're back, tune in. It's going to be a great event.
He's the president of Bellator, Scott Coker. I'm the Schmo, San Jose. We're out.